And there are drums beyond the mountain, Indian drum that you can't hear. There are drums beyond the mountain, and they're getting mighty near.
And welcome to episode 10 of Notes from the Center, brought to you by the Methow Valley Interpretive Center in Twist, Washington. This month we are focusing on Squissus, the time of blizzard, also known as January. And this is the time of year when the people would gather together and would tell stories. I'm going to read a little description of this season to you from Matilda Tilly, Tamantois Gore, and then I'm going to read a story to you from the Book of Legends from the Colville Confederated Tribes. So here are Tillis Words. Native people were nomadic and traveled following their food sources, gathering food and preparing it for the winter months. They had use for everything. Waste was not known to native people. Each item from the plants or animals had a purpose for their survival. Our people did things in a cycle throughout the year. There was a particular thing that you needed to do at a particular time. If you did not follow this cycle, you would not survive the harsh winters and may perish for not being prepared. January is the time of north wind, the time to repair and make new supplies for the following year. The children had this time for their in-depth schooling. This was the only time these stories and legends were told. Elders would say you did not talk about the spirits when they were awake. Only when they were asleep did you speak about them. And so this time of the year, winter, is a time, as she said, when in-depth schooling happened. And one of the main ways that this happens is through storytelling. So here I have the Confederated Tribes of the Colville Reservation's Book of Legends, and I'm going to read a story to you from this book. This is how the cold lost its power. Again, I'm not going to paraphrase, I'm just going to read it as it was presented to us, as it was given to us, because that's the right way to do it. Northern Lights had 5 sons: cold, colder, coldest, extreme cold, and most extreme cold. The youngest son acted as scout. He seared the leaves and grass and returned to report that he had gone as far as he dared. Then the eldest son would finish that work. The other sons stayed in the north with their parents. They lived in an ice lodge and could not endure heat of any kind. They were jealous of extreme cold and guarded him well. By and by, extreme cold became restless and traveled southward. His mother, Northern Lights, warned him not to speak to any human being. He would kill everyone he met. The Indians were much troubled by him, as he came at any season, whenever he wished. Therefore, the great chief called a council to try and regulate the season. The people could not devise any way of reaching the Lodge of Cold. Finally, Southwind, a shaman of great power, was selected to attack him. He set out and saw extreme cold approaching. Everything perished before him. When he met Southwind, he tried to exercise his power, but it did not avail him. Nobody had ever been able to withstand him. Southwind held out his hand and addressed Cold as his nephew. He said that he lived in the south and that the Northern Lights were his sister. He asked the way to his sister's house. Cold consented to take him there. When they reached the ice lodge, Cold was full of steam. They went in, and Southwind claimed to be the brother of Northern Lights. She said that she did not remember him, and her husband declared that they had no relatives. They let him stay all night and planned to freeze him while they slept. When the Cold family went to sleep, Southwind gathered pitchwood and set it on fire. It thawed everything around it, and the Cold family perished in the flames. The shaman broke the power of the cold, and thus the seasons were regulated. Thank you for listening. Wait, ihi, put. That's all for now.